So I thought I'd start this video off just going through the purpose of a mini cut, why we do it, what it's for, and how to implement it. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to go through it and then we'll jump into the video. So firstly, the reason for a mini cut is basically to prolong your massing phase or your gaining phase. Okay, so you'll get to a point like I did where you're struggling to shovel any more food in. Your numbers in the gym aren't progressing that much in terms of how much food you're consuming and having to digest. You feel lethargic, so it gets to the point where a mini cut is in need. Okay, so a mini cut should be quite aggressive. So for me, within the space of one mesocycle, so let's say 3 to 6 weeks. Any longer than that and it ends up just being a standard cut. Any shorter and you're probably just under eating for a little while. So in around 3 to 6 weeks. So the one I'm doing is 4 weeks. Because I'm going on holiday to Egypt and I want to feel a little bit leaner, feel a bit happy with myself, and also be able to prolong my gaining phase and get straight back into gaining while I'm away and when I get back from holiday. So that's the purpose, that's why we're doing it, that's what it is. How to do it? For me, what I've done is I've dropped my calories to around about half, and I've done that solely through carbs and fats. So my protein has stayed the same. I have dropped my carbs, they were about 700 a day, which was ridiculous, and I was constantly full. I dropped those to 300 on a training day and 200 on a non-training day, and then my fats were around 100 to 120, depending on how many carbs I could get in. I'd make it up through fats. If I was struggling to hit the calories, I'd make it up through fats. And I've dropped those down to 30 on a training day and 60 on a non-training day. If you want to lose weight, if you're focusing on dropping fat, calorie deficit, that's going to be your main goal. Make sure that you're in a calorie deficit, track your rate of loss and track your calories. Okay, now I've gone over the mini cut, let's get into the video. Right then, so now it is time for me to go and do my cardio. So I'm literally doing a 4-week diet phase before I go on holiday. It'll be 4 weeks, rate of loss of around 2% of my body weight per week, but it's being a bit stubborn. So that's why I'm going to implement cardio from now on my rest days. 2 days of half an hour at 70% heart rate on the cross trainer. So that's what it's going to be for now. And then for next week I'll implement the Stairmaster, but I don't think I'll be able to do it straight away. I'll struggle massively on it. So what I'm doing is taking my Pure Performance caffeine, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine per tablet. So 400 milligrams of caffeine. I have quite a good tolerance to that if you're a beginner to taking caffeine. I wouldn't go for that much, definitely not. I had a coffee this morning as well. I'm still fasted, and there's no specific benefit to doing fasted cardio. I feel better doing it that way. I feel that I get more out of it. I feel like I actually struggle more, which is what I want. So that's why I do it fasted in the morning. And it's just nice to get it out of the way, get it done, come home, have a meal. It feels good. Smashing this in, go cross trainer, answer some questions on Instagram, and then get on with the rest of the day. Now I'm in a massive rush to get back home, shower, have my first meal, prep my non-training day meals, and then go and train clients. I'm in a bit of a rush now, Okay, so it's a couple of hours later now since I was last on, or last showed you my meal one. Just had 2 clients, now I'm on shift, so I've got blue on. But today is the day I'm going to be handing my notice in, so I don't do the shifts and I pay rent. How exciting. Exciting, but 500 quid extra outgoings a month. but exciting. Meal 2 is going in now, so I'll show you that. We've got there 5 chicken sausages from Aldi, which equates to about 30 grams of protein, 50 grams of spinach and 100 grams of tomato. Now we're on for meal number 3, which is here. 250 grams of raw weight, 5% mince. Again, you got the 50 grams of spinach and the 100 grams of tomatoes. So the reason behind the higher fat rest day is basically because carbs are high on training days, and we don't really need carbs as much on the non-training days. We're not training, we don't need as much of the carbs. So we drop the carbs down and we make up for the really low fats on training days. So at the minute my fats are like 30 grams on training days. So basically what I'm doing is increasing the fats on the non-training day. Calories are a little bit lower because I'm not training, so I'm not going to be expending as much, but not a hell of a lot lower. So basically what we're doing is make the calories up with the carbs that we've dropped through fats, just to basically have a wider variety of essential fatty acids in the diet across the whole course of the week. If I want 30 grams of fat every day for, even if it's a 4-week, 6-week period, I'll probably be struggling. So it's quite nice just to mix it up on the non-training days, to have a little bit of fats, you know, the egg yolks in the morning, and having the mince rather than just chicken breast or tuna all the time. It's quite nice just to mix it up a little bit as well, so just for your own sanity. So, the Protein Works delivery has just got here. So basically I have a deal or a sponsorship with the Protein Works, so I can just go on the website and get what I like. So every month right at the start, I put my points into the account for how much I can have, and then I'll go and grab the stuff, and basically all I have to do is just, to be fair, they're the least pushy brand, I guess, ever. I very rarely have to promote them or anything. They don't push me to do it at all, which is lovely. It saves me the hassle of thinking, fucking hell, I've got to do posts or whatever. So just going to show you what I've got. Thank you to the Protein Works for the deal that I have. I do really appreciate it. I don't take anything like that for granted. It's actually amazing that a brand wants to send me some products, or lets me have a certain amount in my account to buy their products and not have to pay anything. Is amazing. So yeah, thank you very much. Again, like I said in the last video, I'll put my link in my description below, and you can get 25% off. So if you want to do that, feel free. Okay, I got, let's have a look, absolute staple creatine monohydrate. It's a 500 gram bag, so that'll last me ages. Just have 5 gram a day. Usually I have it in my intra workout, sometimes in my post. Regarding timing with creatine, it's not going to be the most essential thing. The most essential thing is just that you're getting it in. 5 gram a day should be suffice. Omega-3, so my omega-3 tablets that I have every morning, 2 of those in the morning. I also got a pre-workout, which I basically use in my intra-workout. It's not full of loads of stims or even like a ridiculous amount of caffeine. It's just that, one, I like it because it helps me get a little bit more protein in, and also a little bit of protein during my workout in my intra. And 2, it's got that little bit of caffeine that I can have sipping it on the way to the session, as well as I usually have it halfway through. So I make sure that I finished it by about halfway through to get the benefits from it. Green apple spike was the flavour. Green apple spike, just 250 grams there. I usually have a 15 gram serving, so that lasts me a little while. I do have that every day because, like I say, it's not a huge, you know, it's not like, Jesus Christ, it's not one of them. It's just like a chilled one with a little bit of caffeine in. So I have that every day. Intra-workout, Raise Burn pre-workout it's called. They sent me one of these, which they always do, and they're nice actually. They're called Loaded Legends Marshmallow Choc Rock flavour. They're actually really good. Oh, I got this protein brownie mix. Me and Shannon said we were looking at what I wanted to get, and we thought we'll get this and we'll try it out. We're both dieting at the minute before we go on holiday, so we probably won't have it before then. Got not stupid high fats, 9 grams and 100 grams, 200 gram bag there. We'll have that in one serving, 100%. Big boy here. Didn't actually get any whey protein because I've already got loads. Ultra carb. So this is what I have intra-workout as my carb source. So I have 50 grams, or 50 grams of that is 45 grams of carbs. It's a mix of dextrose, maltodextrin and glycine. So the reason that I have that intra-workout is just to replenish glycogen stores as I train. Ideally, I don't want to be halfway through a session and feel like my blood sugar levels are low, or feel like I'm hypoglycemic and feel shit. So even now that I'm in a diet phase, I'm still implementing the intra. Especially, it's more so important on tough days, let's say a leg day. Not as important on my upper body days. But I'm still implementing it at the minute because I'm not on stupid low calories, and I do feel the benefit from having the intra workout. And then the last thing I got was I think it's called Juggernaut bottle. Just the clear one there with the branding on, Protein Works. And that's because I broke my last one. The other day I was training a client and I dropped it from like that height and it broke. Luckily that didn't then, imagine. So yeah, that's everything I got. Thank you again to the Protein Works. Link in the description and the code is there as well. Okay, welcome to the voiceover part of this video. Started off warming up, just grabbed the 2.5 plates, do some rotator cuff exercises, some light rows, some light raises and stuff, just to make sure that the target muscles are warm and the joints surrounding the target muscles are warm before I go into my first movement, which was an incline barbell bench press. So on this, it was very odd. The rack is really narrow, which is not what I'm used to, and there's like a set of little clips behind it you got to push through to keep the bar down, and I kept forgetting to do it, so I was trying to rack it off and whacking it against the top. But once I got used to it, it was okay. So at 4 on 100 there, it did feel very heavy. And then I moved on to my back off on 80 kg, really focusing on driving my elbows towards each other and keeping my scapula retracted throughout. Then, because it is an upper body, I moved on to a back movement. So I went on the chest supported row, chest supported T-bar. I implemented the closer grip this time because last pull session I was doing the high and wide grip. So if you imagine where your elbows are in relation to your back, if I'm rowing high and wide, it's going to hit more upper back. Whereas you can see here where my elbows are rowing to, it's going to be hitting a lot more lats. So that's what I was focusing on that, pulling through my lats. And then I moved on to the shoulder press machine, which was really light. So you can see here I stacked the machine plus a 10 and a 20 kg dumbbell on the top. So it was really light, but it was a nice movement. It was really smooth, felt a good contraction. It was one that I really enjoyed. I'll implement that on my push days probably. Then I moved on to a D-bar pull down.
Big old behind. I like to put some barbecue sauce on that button. Just look at that full movement.
Which was a bit awkward because I had to set it with the hyperextension rather than with the back extension rather than the bench, because I couldn't get on the bench. But handles on the bar, nice contraction, driving elbows down, not back. Elbows down, squeeze lat, not back. Then I moved on to a high pull down row. Neutral grip, this was actually lovely. This is focusing more on driving elbows down and back. Good squeeze on the lats, also a little bit on the mid back as well. Good squeeze on the mid back. Then moved on to the converging chest press, which I did on my push day, which I really like. I'm going to have this in on most push or upper body sessions. It feels really good, the contraction is great, and I seem to be able to move a half decent amount of weight on that as well. Then we moved on to the isolation work. We've got some lateral raises here, just 10s seated. I prefer seated in terms of the contraction because you're not swinging if you're standing. I feel like it's a lot more controlled. And then a seated face pull, again for the same reason, no momentum of swinging back, seated, and a good 1 second pause on the contraction. Some decline cable flies, nice and controlled on the eccentric, good squeeze at the bottom, focusing on driving those elbows towards each other, getting that squeeze on the pec. Then I moved on to some arms to finish off, a D-bar bicep curl with the handles that you can twist on the way up to include that supination of the wrist as well as the elbow flexion. Really nice movement that, I definitely implement that one. The contraction on that was really good. And then finish off with just some single arm tricep overhead extensions. I sat on the preacher curl just because it was easy. So yeah, that was the session. I've not been implementing the upper and lower a lot, it's quite new to me. If you're someone who is saying, oh, I can't get in the gym 5-6 times a week, you don't always have to. You know, even if you can only do 4 times a week, you could do upper lower rest, and then have your weekend off. I know if you can't get in on a weekend with work, or you've got if you've got a social life like I don't, then yeah, you could do upper lower rest, rest across the 7-day week. and then you still get everything in twice. So if you look at that as an upper session, a lower session, you know, you would have hamstring, glutes, quads and calves involved if you want to train calves. So yeah, you don't always have to be in the gym 5-6 days a week. A lot of the time, less is more. Yeah, you're growing on your rest days. You're not growing when you're in the gym. You're breaking down when you're in the gym. Yeah, all we're doing is pushing ourselves. We're breaking the muscle down to then grow bigger next time. Yeah? Just imagine it like this. Your body is being put under a demand. It doesn't want that demand to be as hard next time. So it evolves and develops and grows so that it's not as tough next time. Like, in simplistic terms, that is progressive overload in a nutshell. Okay, yeah, you put a demand on yourself, a stimulus, you think, oh, fucking hell, that's hard. Yeah, your body struggles. And then next time, it doesn't want it to be that tough, so it has to grow and get better. And then next time, it's not as tough, and that's why then you progress, because it always wants to be tough. Yeah, I'll get clients going, oh, why is it always hard? Why am I not getting any better? Of course you're getting better, it's supposed to be hard. It's always going to be hard, it should never be easy. Yeah, even if you're doing a deload week, yeah, you know, potentially volume will be reduced or frequency reduced, but it's still not going to be easy. Yeah, we don't want it to be easy. In terms of progressing and in terms of bettering ourselves, if the goal is to add tissue or if the goal is to lose fat, yeah, it's not easy. Otherwise everyone would look amazing. For me, it's so motivating to look good and be happy with myself. And don't get me wrong, it's hard. You know, the better you get, the more critical you become of yourself. But it's very, very motivating because it's fucking hard work, that, and I don't put that across enough to my clients, because for me, I love it because I enjoy pushing myself. For people that if you're struggling to push yourself and you're not motivated to push yourself and better yourself, then I understand why people hate the gym, because they're like, what's the point? Because they're not actually in it for the right reasons. I know a lot of people go to the gym because they feel like it's the norm now. It's fashionable in a sense. But for me, it's really not. You know, the last thing you want to be doing is going to the gym for someone else or for reasons that aren't, you know, sustainable. Yeah, let's imagine you're going because your girlfriend says you look like shit. Like, that's not the right reasons. You should just get a new girlfriend because she sounds like a dickhead. So yeah, make sure that your reason to train is sustainable and it's for you. Yeah, I didn't start the gym because, oh, like, I want to get girls. I started the gym because I was a skinny, tiny guy. And I never, don't get me wrong, I never got bullied, like, but my mates used to like pick me up and chuck me in the pool and shit, and like it gets annoying. Like, just because you're small and you're skinny, you're the one that's like thrown about and pissed about with. And obviously, like, my mates weren't doing it maliciously in the slightest. But things like that like motivate me to be like, why, you know, fuck them, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna get fucking massive. We're still trying. But yeah, you know, make sure that your goal is your goal. It's not someone else's goal. It's not someone else wanting you to do it for them. Make sure it's solely for you, otherwise you won't be able to keep it up, because it's not easy, this lifestyle of, you know, eating well all the time, making sure that you're doing your cardio if you need to, if you're implementing cardio, making sure that you're getting your sessions in and there's no excuses to it. It's not easy at all. But that's the fun of it, because if it was easy, everyone would look great. Okay, so I'm going to finish the video there, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. My first video, people have messaged me and said it's great and commented and everything. I really appreciate that. Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't even know, I think I've got 100 views or something. I haven't looked, but even that, like, if I'm helping 100 people learn a little bit, I've had people message me like, oh, I actually learned something from your video and it was really informative. That's great. So yeah, if I can keep helping people, that's the best thing ever. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, you know, all of that again, and I'll see you in the next one.